What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Steven Osentoski here of Mason Brew, bringing you another analysis video. This time we're looking at IMG Academy versus Ravenwood, breaking down Jj Mccarthy's performance against his fellow future teammate Junior Colson of Ravenwood out of Tennessee. It was an okay game for McCarthy. He went 15 for 29, 220 yards, and one touchdown. The team rolled, though, 45-14, so let's take a look at his film, what went right, what went wrong. I'll break it down into different sections, into different chapters based on what type of play. And yeah, let's get into it. First play here for runs. This is the run section. He's looking here to throw a screen, and then he throws a juke on Junior Colson himself. So let's take a look at this play. So the play design is pretty simple. You're going to have two guys going out to block here. And then you're going to have number 7, I think, come back here for this screen. It's going to be a fake handoff here. Jj McCarthy is going to look for this screen pass, throw it out, and then the guy would continue upfield behind his blocks out to the outside, right? Nothing too complicated, but the issue is there's a guy right in McCarthy's face, right? So you have this linebacker right here, this guy, he's going to be flying up right into the space that McCarthy's looking to throw. So this guy's a problem, and that's why he delays. So I think it's strange that McCarthy doesn't throw it right now, just because if you look, he pump faked, rightfully so, and the guy is still open. So he has enough time now to throw it again. He's looking at number 4 now, but really this screen is still there. The defensive back is still quite a ways off. He can still throw this ball. But he's come off his read. Now he's looking here. He's not comfortable, so then he decides to take off. So I'm okay with him running here just because this guy disrupted the timing of everything. But if he kept his eyes out here still, he would see that this is still a viable option. So instead, he decides to run, and then he jukes the number 5 here with a nice head fake on that juke, and Junior Colson is left in his tracks. So it's a good pickup. 3rd and 15, doesn't quite get the first down, but good attempt. Next play here, another play action. This is actually a read option, it looks like, and he correctly pulls. So let's take a look here at the play design. So again, the offensive line is blocking like it's going to be a run play here. Everyone's down blocking this way. And the simple read for McCarthy is this guy. If he comes down too far, that's going to open up the outside. This guy does come down too far, and this guy's just going to clear out the defensive back, and that'll open up a big lane for Jj McCarthy. So you can see that fake. This guy came up way too far. Since he did, that's a keep for McCarthy. Again, it could have been called this way, but I think it makes sense. Makes more sense that he's reading off of that guy on the edge. So that gives him the room to go to the outside. Wide receiver is blocking at the top of your screen, and it ends with a first down. The one thing I want to see him do here, he should slide right here, right? He has plenty of bodies coming up against him. What is that, 5 guys? He has 5 guys around him. No reason it's first down as well. So no reason to not just take a slide right here. Take your first down, or at least, if he started sliding, it'd be right around the first down marker. So instead he decides to take the hit. I don't agree with that. He's got to protect his body a little better. Final run play here. Technically it's a scramble, but it's a good decision in my book. So nothing was open on the pass. He decides to take off and run for a few yards here. So it's tough to see exactly what the routes are. What I think it was is this guy's going on like a deep cross, and then it's hard to say. This guy looks like he's going to the back of the end zone. This guy looks like he's kind of running a corner route, but they kind of conflict here in the back of the end zone. And then you have this guy out of the backfield running kind of like a shallow flats route here out of the backfield. So he's gonna roll. Jj McCarthy's gonna roll out here. It looks like he's looking out towards this side first. Let's take a look here. So he has plenty of room, plenty of time here. No one is really looking open. We can see that they're obviously in man coverage, but nothing open here unless he wants to throw like a back shoulder. But again, he's just starting to roll out here. This guy looks to be pretty well covered. The only thing that might come open right now is the crossing route. But again, he's covered right now by Junior Colson, and there's another guy right here, number, what is this, 6, 5 and 6. So there's just too much traffic right here. Again, he's looking primarily towards the back of the end zone. There's 2 guys there running routes into each other. So it's a good decision here just to pick up the yards. He gets 3 or 4 yards and live another down here. So it's a good decision by JJ. Okay, let's start looking at a few screens here. Again, I won't be breaking down every play, so let's go through 4 of these that are pretty good. Again, what we're looking for on these screens are timing, velocity, and placement. Ball placement there was maybe a little behind 4, but right on the numbers, and that's okay. The second one, good timing here, good catchable ball, not too high velocity, right where 13 can catch and run. That's a good play, good timing. This one is crazy. Let me back this up, where it's a bad snap. Really bad snap, so he has to spin and throw. That's a little bit dangerous. His eyes are only on the wide receiver now. Throwing off balance, again, that's kind of scary. But again, it's more about timing than the ball velocity here. It's a nice catchable ball. So it works out, but that's just a little scary overall, but turns into a first down. And then this one here, again, a little high on the ball, but good timing again. Allowed his offensive line to get out there, and it's first down. So overall, he's well timed on a lot of these throws. All right, a little fake screen to the first running back, and then he screens it to number 6. So you have number 4 here in motion, and this is going to be like kind of the first action that we see. Jj McCarthy's going to fake it this way. Meanwhile, this running back will leak up, he'll wait, and then he'll come out here for a screen going up the field this way. The issue here is if you watch this guy, and this guy reads the play really well. So McCarthy throws the head fake to number 4, and that's supposed to get all of these linebackers going across this way, right? Even this guy is hopefully going to start going this way, and that'll allow time for these offensive linemen to leak out and then get a block for number 6 out of the backfield to catch and run. Doesn't work out that way because of that linebacker. He reads this really well, follows him, and now where does Jj McCarthy have to go, right? This linebacker did a really good job of recognizing, hey, this guy's leaking out. I'm going to come up, contest this, and Jj McCarthy has to turf it. So it's more of a good job from that linebacker. Now I'm watching that linebacker who breaks this up, who gets out in front of the lineman. Very important as well from him. And that just breaks up this play. So I'd like to see McCarthy just throw it at his feet instead of like right in front of him, because this is technically still a catchable ball, right? I'd rather him just turf it, know that this play is chalked, this isn't going to work. Instead, he tries to throw it like a little bit ahead of him. So I would like to see him just turf it, just live to see another down, because if he catches it, that's a loss of 3 yards. So, good play by the defense more than anything else. Another quick screen on this one to the top of your screen. Thing I want to analyze here is the throw. Throw is not good for what you want to see in a screen pass. So just play design real quick. You're going to have the 2 interior, wrong color. The 2 interior wide receivers heading out to block. And then you're going to have this guy go up and then come back, and you'll have Jj McCarthy just quickly dump it off here. You will see Junior Colson screaming off the edge here, almost getting in the path of the ball, but it's a good job from McCarthy to get the ball out early. So it's a little play action here to the running back, and then you can see 4 is going out to block the defensive back on number 11 here. Number 8 is also going out to block here as well. So you have these 2 guys blocking. Passes coming from Jj McCarthy. And ideally, it would be right on his numbers, right? He's fading back this way a little bit, so if you err on the side of this side of the wide receiver and in the numbers, that allows him to cut up field without any effort or interruption. Issue is ball is low, and there's really no reason for the ball to be this low. I mean, maybe he's feeling the pressure off the edge, but that's just a low ball. So that takes number 11 out of his rhythm. It's quite an ask to catch a ball that low and then immediately cut up field. He does it because he's a good athlete, but you want to see that ball just a little higher. Good velocity, but ball placement leaves a little bit to be improved. But regardless, it's a first down. Good timing, but just ball placement needs to be a bit better. Another screen pass here. He's going to do a little quick play action and then throw out to number 4 here. I'd like to see number 11 block a little bit better, but from Jj McCarthy's side, it's really well done. Good timing on this. So he fakes to the running back here. This guy's going to shadow box out for a little bit before he's supposed to get a block. He doesn't actually get a block, and then you're going to have number 4 just kind of wait for this pass here. The thing I really like about this ball is the placement. So you see the fake here, number 4 is waiting, and the ball placement is perfect. This is right on his numbers. It's a catchable ball, good velocity, and it's in front of him. So he actually uses the path that number 4, the path that he's taking to adjust to this ball slightly in front of him. He's using that already for his first deke here on this defensive back. So since the ball was in front of him, he's able to say, okay, this is a catchable ball. What's my first move going to be? and he uses that to his advantage, and there's no lost movement because that ball placement is where the play is going. So that's the ideal position of the ball to get him quickly into his run after the catch. So he does a good job missing the first guy. And again, I'd like to see the number 11 here do a better job blocking. Number 24 lays a hit on him. So if number 11 is blocking, it allows for more on the outside for number 4, but number 11 doesn't do so. But good ball placement, good timing, good velocity from Jj Mccarthy, and it's still a first down. All right, last screen pass here. This time, the ball placement leaves a bit to be desired. So I think this is very close to the same play. Again, you have the running back, little fake here. Then you're going to have a throw to number 4. Number 4 is just kind of here waiting and then comes back for the ball. And then you have number 7 on the outside going for a block. So again, similar concept here for just a quick screen. Issue here is that the pass is behind him. So remember the last play where the pass was in front of him towards the line of scrimmage where he was able to use that for his first move. Now he's already behind. Look at how much this disrupts his first move. He really has to adjust on this ball since it's both low and behind him, and that just puts him at a disadvantage. There's a lot of space gained from this defensive back in the amount of time that it takes number 4 to adjust and catch that ball. Again, in college this might not work. In the high school game, he's a better athlete than this guy, so this guy can still make it work, and he does. But you want this ball placement up a little bit more on the numbers, a little bit in front if possible, to give number 4 the best chance for that first move. He makes it here in high school, but at the next level, that might not cut it. So again, just something to improve. More often than not, Jj McCarthy was good on these, especially the timing and velocity, but ball placement could be a little bit better. Okay, let's take a look at a few rollouts for Jj McCarthy. This first play is actually the one we saw on his runs section earlier. Just a good pass breakup from the defensive back. But let's take a look at the route tree real quick. So you're going to have a fake here. There's other running backs going to run out into the flats here and just sort of crossing route. This backside wide receiver is running a deeper cross. You're going to have kind of like a fake post corner out of this guy, and the outside is just kind of running a fade to the back of the end zone. So that's what you're looking at, and it looks like the eyes are going towards this bottom wide receiver all the way from Jj McCarthy. So again, fake to 13. You have the other running back coming out to the flats. He's reading one-on-one coverage to the outside. It's a good job in the throwing motion here. He actually, you can see him round off here. So he's rolling out, and then you want to see him working back towards the line of scrimmage, get that front shoulder, and get all of your body weight shifting towards the line of scrimmage. So don't throw off your back foot, throw off your front foot, and his form here is seemingly pretty good. So he does a good job loading up. He's stepping into his throw here, and the ball is well placed. That's a well placed ball. That's a 50-50 ball, you could say, and it's right where it needs to be. So I don't see it an issue for going for this. Everyone else seemingly is covered pretty well. You can see the 2 wide receivers on your screen now are covered. The other guy in the end zone, number 4, might have had a little bit of space, so you could argue that should have been the destination here, but again, one-on-one coverage. You have I think that's probably a 4-star wide receiver, number 11 or number 7 there. And it's just a good play by the defensive back. So good mechanics, good ball placement, just a better play by the defensive back on this one. All right, I'm not really sure what happened on this play. Roll out to McCarthy's right, and then he decides to throw back side here. So not great. It's really actually Junior Colson. I'll shout him out real quick, who blows this up. He comes up this way and just blows up everything here. And McCarthy panics because of Junior Colson in front of him. He's seemingly going to beat these blocks on his way to the path of Jj McCarthy, so he decides to throw backside. So let's look at the routes real quick. It's kind of like a flood route combination where you have a deep cross on the backside, and then you have an out route, and this guy might be running a fade. It's hard to tell what this guy's doing. But anyway, that's where his eyes are going. Jj McCarthy's looking to this side first to see what the coverage is on these sort of 3 short routes here. He doesn't like what he sees, and I agree. There's nothing really open here. So combine the lack of options open on this side of the field with Junior Colson flying up the field towards you, and he's looking towards the backside. He's expecting this wide receiver here, and I would too, to be continuing on his route. I don't know why he stops his crossing route and decides to double back towards the other side, but that's why Jj McCarthy stops. Now he is throwing off his back foot here. He has pressure in his face, so this isn't an accurate throw. You can see his feet placement here. He's throwing like this, and this is not a good stance to be throwing the ball accurately or with power. So it is kind of a lofty pass. It might have been an option for number 11 here if he continued on his route, but again, he decided to double back. So it's a good play by Junior Colson getting in the face of McCarthy. Not a good throwing motion or form from McCarthy. It's a little bit panicky. I would have liked to see him just throw it away in that instance, but alas. Another rollout here. Hard to judge exactly what the routes are. We can see McCarthy looking deep, nothing there, nothing there. And then he throws here to number 11, incomplete pass. So first thing I want to say is I don't know where this hold is, this phantom hold. So you'll see they throw a flag somewhere, seemingly on number 56 here. I guess maybe this is a hold. I guess you could see that as I pause it. Yeah, maybe. So that's where they call the hold here. But it's hard to say what the routes are doing. It's a deep combination route. So if I were to guess, it looks like it's a like a little hitch and go from this guy on the outside. It looks like you have a kind of a deeper cross here than I'd expect. Probably like an out route and something like a go on the outside. Something like that. And McCarthy's looking at the top of your screen first. He doesn't like what he sees there, the first route, and then he shift over to the left side. So now he's just extending the play. He's off script, just surveying the field. Flag is called. He recognizes number 11. He does have a good throwing motion here. There's nothing wrong with this. He turns his shoulders as much as he can. Again, he's running towards the line of scrimmage, and that's what you like to see. Drop my phone. And that's what you like to see when you're throwing against your body, right? He's rolling out to his left. He's a righty, so he's throwing against his body here. Turns his shoulder. The issue is he's throwing it way too low here. And like the biggest issue I have here, he doesn't have to throw this with velocity, right? Just throw it up to this guy. There's no one around number 11 right here. He can leave a little bit to be desired. If he throws this ball a little higher, that gives plenty of room for number 11. Instead, he has to go down for it right around the first down marker, and it's an incomplete pass because it's too low. So just take his time more, know when he can just throw a lofty pass instead of trying to rifle it in here, and it could have been a bigger gain if not for the holding flag. This one is a scary, scary, scary play. Almost gets tackled in the end zone as he doubles back and then decides to throw across the middle of the field. So I don't like any of this play, if I'm being honest here. So the route combination, you're going to have two out routes. This is like a short out and then a deeper out route. And then this guy, I think, is just running a fly. And then you're going to have on the backside a post route. At least that's what I think. It's, again, hard to say from everything, but based on where everyone ends up. Again, you have like a shorter. Now you have this guy breaking for the shorter out. This guy on the inside is breaking for a deeper out. And this guy, I think, is just going. And then backside, it's hard to say again, but no one ends up on this side of the field. Again, all of the combinations, since he's rolling out this way, everything should be coming towards this side of the field, and it is. So the first, whatever McCarthy is reading here across the middle, he doesn't like, and he also recognizes this backside pressure, right? So his first read, whatever he's looking at, he doesn't like, and he sees the pressure, so he decides to double back. I think if he notices the pressure, he should double back later. Let this guy commit a little bit more. He gives way too much room right now for this guy to redirect. He's not going in for a tackle, and the later that McCarthy waits until making this move, the more likely this guy off the edge is going to commit. He allows him plenty of room to redirect and take a good angle here, and he almost makes a play for a safety. So that's issue number one. Issue number two, all right, now you're in the clear. He throws, again, across, like he's throwing towards the middle of the field here. And at this point, he just needs to run. He just needs to know that none of the routes were coming towards this right side of the field. I have no options. Instead, he decides to hoist it. And I don't know what the best case scenario is here, right? You got Junior Colson in front of this number 11, I think. You just have like 3 or 4 defenders around this ball, and you never want to throw towards the middle of the field when you're rolling one side towards the sideline. It's just not a good idea throwing against your body like this. So, again, take the yard or two that you can get, try to throw a deke on this guy coming up, this number 6, and live to see another down again. It's first down, so this is just too risky for my liking. All right, only sack of the day, and it's for Junior Colson himself. He does a good job knifing through here and taking out Jj Mccarthy. So let's take a look at what went wrong. Looking at the route combo on the bottom of your screen, you're going to have sort of an out and up, and I assume this guy is going to be running a sort of post pattern. This guy is running, it seems like just kind of a fly route, and then number 5 out of the backfield is going to replace him into the flats right here. And then you're going to have McCarthy recognize the pressure, and he's going to roll out this way while this guy attempts to block Junior Colson, who's going to come flying through the line of scrimmage and follow McCarthy for a sack. So it's good to see Junior Colson breaking through here. It's a good job by him. He's coming off the edge here, and the first read for McCarthy is seemingly not open. So he's looking at the top of your screen first. He's looking at the safety towards the middle of the field. So he's looking here, and then he's going to shift his focus here as number 2. So he looks first, and then he looks over towards this left side of the field to see if he's covering that guy, and then he's checking for this shorter option. So this is now where he's looking. This guy doesn't appear to be open as well, and that's why you see McCarthy start to extend the play this way. See, not a whole lot of options for McCarthy at this point. Throw it away. He should have thrown it away. As soon as he checked down to number 5 and didn't see anything, he just held onto the ball too long. He's not even running the way that he's rolling. He's just backstepping, and that gives Junior Colson way too much time here to close in on him. And he's a fast guy. Junior Colson runs like a 4.6, 4.7 at that size, so that's scary. So he just needs to be better at throwing away when his reads aren't there. Instead, he takes a sack for a big loss. Taking a look at some of the shorter passes here, let's just go through a few that I won't be breaking down. Good pass here, rifles it in between 2 defenders on this slant, right on the money for a first down. Here, again, good job setting his feet, stepping into the throw. Ball's right at the face mask of number 7, who puts on a few moves for a first down. This third play, he gets his guy killed, number 4 out of the backfield. Oh, number 13 is a good corner, and this probably would get called targeting in college, but my God. So it's a good placed ball, but he probably shouldn't lay this up for the defensive back to make that kind of play. Anyway, fourth play here. Again, good ball right on the numbers, good velocity to get to that guy, and then a good pass here to number 5. There's a blitz on from the defense. You can see the guy that should be covering or would be covering the running back out of the backfield. In this case, this guy is shooting up through the line of scrimmage. McCarthy dumps it off to number 5, who has lots of room with these guys in man coverage, and it becomes a first down. So it's a good job. Good catchable ball right on number 5's numbers, and he picks up a nice gain. Nice little play here to number 13 out of the backfield, who puts on a nice move for a first down and another 5-10 yards afterwards. So looks like it's designed to go number 13. So again, he's going to be leaking out of the backfield here towards this flat. You're going to have sort of a crossing route combination here from the interior wide receivers, and then kind of clear out routes from the outside. Again, this is the guy to watch here. The guy on the defense to watch is this linebacker is going to be shooting through the gap here. So again, in a normal circumstance, if it's man-to-man, you'd expect this to be the guy to cover this running back. So the fact that he's blitzing opens this up quite a bit. And that's exactly what the case is. So it's a nice dump-off pass. Ball's a little high, but catchable. You know, not overly tough to catch here for 13. He makes a nice play on the ball. A little bit sketchy of a catch, but again, ball placement I think is fine. It's good timing on the pass as well, and 13 makes it work. So good play overall. All right, another short pass here. Slight play action, and then, hate to see that drop. So we saw this route combination earlier, so it's going to be like a little bit of a fake to 13 here before he goes into pass protection. Number 5 is leaking out of the backfield towards this flat area. This guy is just going to clear out on the outside, this guy. And then you're going to have an out and up on the outside here. And then I think this guy's either, he's probably running a post pattern, I think. I didn't look too closely there. So the eyes for McCarthy, he's likely reading, let's see where he's reading. Number 11 is just running a straight up fade. So McCarthy's reading, it seems like this guy first, seeing if what the coverage is here, and then he's probably going to read over the middle to see if this guy opens up here. So it's looking like that's what McCarthy's looking like. Good recognition, and he checks down to this guy who's wide open with the vacated linebacker to this side of the field. Again, this guy is the key in this. If he's coming up, if he's not going out to the flat, this is going to be open, and it is. So McCarthy reads that pretty well. dumps it off nicely to number 5. This is a good catchable ball right in front of number 5, maybe a little behind him, but no, actually that's a fine ball. That's right where you want it to be. It could be a little higher, but that's on the numbers. He should obviously for sure catch that, but he bobbles and drops it. So good play, good recognition from McCarthy, just a bad drop. Another short pass here down by the goal line. One-on-one coverage there. Probably could have been called for defensive pass interference, but let's look at the routes. Bottom of your screen is kind of a mess. These two guys kind of run into each other here. Hard to say what number 7's doing on the outside, but this is not good. His reads will not take him over there, so you have kind of like a quick slant over here, and then again a leak out for number 13 into the flats here. The key for the defense here is this guy who will be screaming through here on a slightly delayed blitz, and he'll get into the backfield and force a throw from McCarthy. So McCarthy's throwing motion here. He recognizes his pressure. He feels it. He is not stepping into this throw, which isn't great, but it is a well-placed ball given the coverage. I think, again, yeah, this should have been defensive pass interference. This defensive back is already all over this wide receiver. Considering what you have over here, Junior Colson's matched up well, it seems, over here. So there's not a whole lot of options for... Or actually, that's not Junior Colson. That's just another linebacker. So it's actually not a bad call to be going to this one-on-one coverage here, especially the placement of the defensive back. This is fine. Probably should have been called defensive pass interference. I'd like to see McCarthy step into this throw a little bit more. He's obviously anticipating that hit coming from the linebacker. So lots to digest on this play. It's a crossing route concept that McCarthy eventually delivers to number 8, who gets a first down here. Interesting play design. It's not the best timing for McCarthy, but he gets the ball out. He gets it there. So the play design is just this guy's just going to clear out. The key to this outside receiver is just going to kind of cut across the formation this way. And his goal is just get as much traffic running into each other across this section here. Get anyone that's following the crossing routes connected with this route here. So these are the crossing routes. These are the keys. And again, the play design is to go to this guy with these routes, hopefully causing a ton of congestion, which will open up this on the other side of the field. Again, this guy leaks out here as well, I believe. Yeah, number 13 does. So if you look at strictly the defense here first, you can see the key collision that does occur here is between the safety. Let me get this guy and number 1. Number 1 is supposed to be covering number 8. He's trying to find a path. He runs directly into these guys. Collision that opens up number 8 easily here. So mission accomplished on what the crossing route is supposed to do. You can see that collision just happened there. And now you have number 8 with a lot of open room, for sure, first down here. You also have this wheel route open. I didn't notice that before, but the little wheel out of the backfield, that's actually wide open. So it is kind of missed from McCarthy there, but again, the play is supposed to primarily go to number 8. So while it is a miss for the wheel route, it is the play design was supposed to go to number 8 first. The issue I have here is McCarthy is pump faking. He's trying to get the ball to number 8. There's no reason he shouldn't be throwing the ball right now. He knows that that's going to open up, and as a result, he's throwing off of his back foot here in the face of pressure. So I'd like to see him stepping into the throw again, just lay it up a little bit better. Ball is a tough catch, just a little bit behind number 8. But again, he's throwing off his back foot, so that's going to sacrifice some in accuracy without stepping into the throw. Luckily, it's a nice catch from number 8 here on 4th down, and he gets a first down. So I guess technically you could say that he, missed the wheel route here. I think this is secondary to this crossing route pattern that did work for number 8. So I can't fault McCarthy for that. I'd like to see him throw this now. There's no reason to wait. So he pumps a little bit, sacrifices a bit in his accuracy, and lucky to have it completed, but good job recognizing that and at least getting the ball out in a way that did make it work. Now we're going to take a look at some back shoulder or fade routes here as well. Something that I was very impressed with Jj Mccarthy on. I won't be analyzing any of these, but they're worth taking a look. This first one's right on the money, right where it needs to be on number 11. Defensive back knows it and decides to tackle him. So good thrown ball, plenty of air under it for number 11 to adjust to. This again was one, number 11, I'll actually rewind on this. I think number 11 should have adjusted to this earlier. I think that's right where you want a back shoulder throw to be. If he's looking earlier, adjusting, looks like the ball is right where it needs to be. So I don't fault Jj McCarthy on this. Maybe throw it with a little bit more loft, but overall I think the ball placement and timing on this play is pretty good overall. Can't fault him on that one. This one here, again, throwing up, this is just a miss. That's just inaccurate, so that's going to happen, or a miscommunication, number 7. This one was interesting. He's trying to rifle it in there against this defensive back. I believe he's a 3-star defensive back. It's a good play by number 13. Ball placement is right where you want it to be. Just a good play by defensive back there more than anything else. And then finally, this is another penalty. I like the loft on this ball. Good positioning overall, I think. Good positioning overall. I think if he keeps going here, that'll be right where the ball needs to be. So nothing to do about that. All right, interesting little play with the fake screen to number 7. Then he tries to go over the middle. A couple things to dissect here. So the play design first is going to be obviously a fake screen to number 7. That's where Jj McCarthy is going to look first. And then you have everyone else here doing like sort of a stutter, like they're going to block, and then they go out for routes. So these two guys are going to like stutter like they're going out for blocks, and then they're going up the seam for the inside guy, fly route for the guy on the outside. So looking strictly at Jj McCarthy, don't worry, I'll cover Junior Colson's play on this one. So here's the fake to number 7, right? And then you have the guys just running down the seam and fly routes. And the goal for this is number 7 is going to be showing the screen, and these defensive backs will be flying up, right? You want these guys to be anticipating the blocks coming and trying to get up to this screen action, and that's why the fake happens. Instead, they actually do a really good job. So the eyes for McCarthy first are going to go on this fella. So he's going to say, okay, well, what does this guy do on the outside? Is he actually following the route? And he does a good job. So you can see McCarthy's eyes right after the screen go towards that outside defender there. So then he sees, okay, that's well defended. Now he shifts to the inside and sees that number 8 is coming open as the second read technically on this play. So now he's trying to deliver a ball there. It's a little bit short, but you can see how much room had opened up. So I'm okay with this just because he correctly came off his first read and did look over the middle, which was coming open. The issue here is he's throwing off his back foot again, right? So it's going to be a little bit inaccurate of a pass. He's taking a little bit power off of it because he's not stepping into it, and that means it's a little bit off target, forces number 8 to lay out for the pass, and it's just a little bit short as a result. The reason for that is you have Junior Colson flying through the line of scrimmage here, and he's going to just absolutely decimate this running back. So running back has a tough job here picking up Junior Colson. He's going to try to take this on, and it just doesn't work. It delays Junior Colson, but it doesn't work. Actually, I was pointing at the wrong guy. I was pointing at defensive lineman. Sorry. Junior Colson is this fellow coming up, and he just blows it up. So you can see, and let's focus on that block, number 5. Oh, poor guy. And that's why you have Jj McCarthy backing up. So chalk this up for a win for Junior Colson, as well as the defender on the outside here for not biting on this first motion here. So he delayed the play here that should have been going to number 8. So McCarthy's a little bit faster coming off of this first read and recognizing this guy across the middle. Could be a good play. But again, give props to Junior Colson flying through here and forcing a really tough play from the running back and forcing McCarthy to take some off the ball as he's backing up here with the pressure in his face. But it was there. It was there, just a combination of a couple things that didn't make it ideal. This one kind of hurts to watch. Nicely thrown ball up the seam here, and the guy just drops it, and he knows it. So route design, we've seen this route combo a couple times here. So you're going to have kind of an out and up here. This guy's going to be coming sort of inside. Up this inside release up the seam here from the outside wide receiver. Near side running back here is going to replace into the flats, and I believe this guy is doing like a little play action and then just pass protection. I think that's what it is. No play action. He's just pass protection all the way. So you can see the eyes for McCarthy right away go towards this seam. He's looking right here at what this defender is doing. This guy is coming up. You can see the linebacker is correctly coming towards the flat to defend this running back. So that's going to open up the middle of the field. There's no one dropping into this area. He's got inside leverage here. So this is the correct read for McCarthy to throw this pass up the seam. It's there, that's a well-thrown ball right where you want it to be, actually maybe a little behind, but that's a catch that this guy should make 999 times out of 1,000. He should catch this ball. And there's the 1 out of 1,000. So he knows it too. He's disappointed, but it's a good read from McCarthy. Throw could have been a little bit ahead of him, but that's a catch you got to make if you're that wide receiver. All right, another play here where Junior Colson makes his impact. Throw across the middle here towards the seam, and it's just not there. It's double covered. So looking at the route combination here, both sides you're going to have an out and up from the inside guys. This is hard to draw, out and up on the outside guys, and then the outside guys themselves are sort of inside releasing up the seam. And it'll eventually try to be going here. It's double covered. You'll have the running back in pass protection here, but watch Junior Colson. Let's watch Junior Colson on this first run through here. So he's going to be cutting up on the left side here. Just blows by that offensive lineman. Does a really good job after getting through the line of scrimmage, redirecting here. Getting pressure on McCarthy, who has to shift. He's shuffling to his left. He's trying to throw an accurate ball here as Junior Colson's closing in on him. So Junior Colson causes this sort of hurried up throw. The issue is he shouldn't be throwing here. McCarthy should not be throwing into this. There's no way that this is open. And against a better defense, that might get picked off. So it's definitely not pass interference. That's at the point of the throw. I don't see any better options at this point, so I can't really fault. There's not like anything was missed from McCarthy. This is more of just a good play from Colson that forces the throw. If anything, Jj McCarthy should recognize the pressure, realize the double coverage, and just throw it out this way, right? He has that guy out of the backfield not out of the backfield. He has the guy running the out and up out here. He should just throw it towards the sideline and not put it into double coverage. So that's something I would like to see him do better overall is in these pressure situations, throw the ball away. And this is it's something that he just hasn't shown too much. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts on Jj McCarthy against Ravenwood here. Obviously, Junior Colson had an impact on this game. But Jj McCarthy's numbers weren't as impressive as last week. He was more of a game manager here with only 1 touchdown, 15 completions, but overall didn't put the ball in harm's way much. He seemed a little bit more comfortable, but there are lots of things still to clean up in his play. But let me know your thoughts. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Throw a like on the video if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And get ready for the season. I'll be posting a lot more to this channel as the season ramps up. And yeah, stay safe out there. And as always, go blue.